video, please.
I never forgot about what Kobe Bryant said about how lazy the Irish were. That really stuck in my craw.
Just out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere.
What's going on? Welcome to the podcast today with the real weird sickos. We got my boy Charles, we got Dojangles, we got Tom, and we got Vince Vintage in the house today. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a great episode. So let's get on. Let's get going. How's everyone doing today?
Oh, shit.
Let's just do that. Let's just do that.
Seriously, I love it
when
they just hijack you because, like, this is the second time this happened, and that is my favorite. I'm doing good. How are you today, Vince Vintage?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know, I just went to a car show early in the morning. Now I got back.
Oh.
It's real nice, you know.
Hell
I know
yeah,
which one you're
Vince.
talking about.
Vroom, vroom.
The Grand
Did you see
National
any
Roadster
Tell me
Show.
about the cars.
Yeah, did you see any cool vroom vrooms?
I did see some cool vroom vroom. My dad, he had a car there or whatever, so it was like him and all of his car buddies, and we're all hanging out drinking, you know, illegally drinking, because you're not allowed to bring in alcohol.
Parking
Criminal.
lot
You're not allowed to
drinking?
have
Like a
alcohol at the
hoodlum?
car show?
Yes. It was like in a Coleman canister, and then we had a Cadillac Margarita, so we're walking around, we're drinking, we're having a great time. It was beautiful.
I
Beautiful
love
time.
Cadillac margaritas.
So good.
I don't like girl pussy margaritas. I like Cadillac margaritas. Like iced.
See, here's the thing. They had Malibu and pineapple juice, and they were like, oh, this is jungle juice. And I'm like, that's not jungle juice. That's
not jungle juice.
That's for freshmen girls in a sorority who have never drank, and that's what they're going to drink.
Thank you. That's exactly what that is. You know what? Jungle juice, like the whole definition of that gets like kind of muffled. Like
It does.
sometimes it's like people think it's just like you throw in like whatever the fuck and that's jungle juice. But let me tell you something. It is not, and it is terrible. And if you mix a whole bunch of shit together, you're going to get really fucked up and you're going to hate your life.
See, the real jungle juice, when I was in college at our fraternity, we would just get the cheapest vodka, like that pop-off plastic bottle, and just throw in a bunch of it, put in some like Kool-Aid or whatever. And then we'd get an entire tub of like the Country Time lemonade mix, like not like the powder. And then we would just dump it in there, and it completely kills the alcohol flavor. So when you're
Jesus
drinking
Christ.
it, you have no idea. It just, okay, it kind of seems like a little mixed drink, but it's literally like 40% vodka in this thing, and you just get wrecked off of it. Should be illegal.
Damn, son. Absolutely. I think it fucking should be.
Yeah, it's like a total like
damn.
frat boy thing where they're just like, oh, it's Country Time lemonade, jungle juice, and then just I'm
gonna
Do you ever
disavow
try to
jungle
drink-
juice.
Do you ever try to drink like a frat boy in your late 20s and your early 30s?
No, I can't.
That shit hits different.
It hits different. Even like a couple years ago, it was starting to hit me, and I was like, man, I remember when I was like 18, I would be drinking till like 3 a.m, and then I'd have work at 8.
You could
Get up.
function the whole entire the whole entire next day. You could totally function. Now it's
It'd be totally fine. Like, oh, let's go out again, and then it's not anymore.
And
Fucking well.
And the thing
No.
about it is just like I'm so old now. Like I feel so old. It's like by like
Old.
10 p.m. most nights, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, can I just go to bed now? I'm big sleepy. I can't do this.
I know you're just. Oh, I can't. I know what you mean.
And I don't have like the epic YouTuber schedule where, you know, they're up at like all hours of like the night. And it's just, I can't do that. I'm just too old.
I know the
Mhm.
epic,
Old.
because I was doing that for a long time, and then the last like 2 months, I was like, you know what? I'm staying up way too late, waking up too late. You know, it's just too much for me. So I've started going to bed at like 10, 11 o'clock, and then I wake up at like 6 o'clock, and then I'm working from like 7 to 6, you know, trying to have like a, but like doing the YouTube thing, you know, just all day, like a regular job. But
Speaking of YouTube,
Yes.
we'll just let the people know that our boy Vince Vintage on YouTube, by the way, he's one of those success stories where all of a sudden the algorithm decides it's going to pick up a video that's, you know, 6+ months old, and it's just going to just hit and just keep hitting out of like nowhere. So this is what, the Algo-pop just like it hit Vince really, really hard. What was it, back in like September, October?
yeah, something like that.
And then all of a
Popped up.
sudden,
Yeah, I don't know.
your
You know
channel,
what?
you went from like 2K
I'm always
subs to how many do you have now? 70?
I'm always
75?
popping off on YouTube. You know, I'm always been doing good. So it's, you know, I don't really look at it like that. You know, I should really be at 1 million subs, but You know,
honestly, you
It's
should,
fine.
and it's
I love it.
probably
I
going to
love it.
happen.
We
I
should
mean,
all be at 100K
100K is very, very, very close for you.
I know.
Absolutely.
All I want
Absolutely.
is that 100K award, but I'm not going to put it in the back of my room. So like when I do a video, people are going to see it. Like I'm not
Oh,
going to
you
lie.
mean you're not gonna go to VidCon and you're not gonna like put it around your neck?
Maybe,
We're
Wait, take a
Like-
photo
like
with the
some
dating
people
profiles.
said that they were gonna
maybe I would.
do. Oh,
The dating profile, 100K plaque. It's usually a winner for nobody.
It
oh
totally
yeah,
is.
like guys on Tinder, like if they put that, it's a conversation
Oh my
piece.
God.
It gets a conversation going.
It's a conversation
100K
starter.
subscriber plaque. Excuse me. I do Fortnite funnies. You know what? It's pretty much a big deal.
We do meme
I'm not
edits.
sure.
We
do
meme it
meme
over
edits.
here, you know?
I do meme compilations, and I have to put shitty t-shirt ads midway through.
Yeah.
You know it is
Oh,
the
Jesus
hustle.
Christ.
But yeah, it was like September. Everything, you know, for the longest time, I had like 1,000 and then like 2,000 subs, and I was just like getting like no traction. I was like, dude, the hell am I even doing? Like, are these videos good? And I was thinking that like the viewership was like a metric of the quality. So I just
It's
kept
not.
being
No.
super hard on myself.
it's
I was
not.
like, dude, these videos suck. Like, I don't know what it is. And I had, you know, a bunch of other people were like, no, dude, these videos are great. But I just couldn't really take them seriously because, I mean, it sounds kind of like narcissistic, but, you know, you kind of put like the views with like the quality, I guess, you know?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Which is unfortunate because it's truly not a marker of it because it's only just whenever the system decides to grab something and hold on to it dear life.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you make the greatest piece of content, and if you don't have the resources to get it up, it's unfortunate. It
And
just bugs out.
it's not narcissistic to make something, put it out on the internet, and just hope that people see what you worked on. You know, like there's no
That's
shame in there's no shame in wanting people to see what you've done.
And that's why you put it out
It's all
there.
human expression.
You know, some YouTubers, I've seen them when they're like, oh, I'm not concerned about the views and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's why you're putting it on YouTube. You know, you want to get views on it.
True,
Yeah.
very true.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, it was just like
But
a
speaking of
random
jungle-
thing. It just cracked off. And it was just like it was just like doing like 10 lines of cocaine, like all at once. It felt so fucking good. Because you're just like, dude, everyone's like saying yes. Wait, Tom sent me a message.
Oh, no,
Oh.
that's time.gov. Don't worry.
Okay.
Which
But-
is a little trick that we use when we record.
I
No,
like
but
that.
seriously,
We stole that
went-
from TCU.
What is your Jared video at now? 2.5
I think
mil?
it's like, yeah, it's 2.4,
2.5.
2.5, yeah, something like that.
You think she'll hit 10 million?
You know, I hope I have
Could be.
another video that does better because I hate people and they're like, oh, dude, your Jared video. And it's like, I don't want to get known as like, oh, you're the Jared video.
The
is your
Jared guy.
Like, I don't.
Vince, how dare you profit from pedophilia?
I know.
You've directly profited.
Well, that's
That's
what's
like
kind of
dude
funny
I
about
know.
that
He's
video.
known as the Star Wars guy because he did a Star
Well, the
Wars
thing
video
about
that blew up.
the thing about that video is it's not just about like what Jared did; it's about what the people around him did too.
Absolutely. He's circled.
Oh yeah.
As you said. It
But
was
what
wild.
were you were gonna say? The funny thing about that video. I'm sorry, Vince.
Oh, I was talking to someone yesterday, or Barely Sociable.
Mhm.
I was talking to him, you know, we're just talking about YouTube and he was like, you really like to do like sex shit, you know, just like people that are just like, they're just nasty kind of sex
Deviants.
stuff. And then, you know, we're just kind of talking with that video. Like, I think it cracked. I think the reason it did well was because when a lot of people talk about like pedophilia or anything kind of, you know, just twisted shit like that, they're always
Mhm.
putting it to like, oh, this guy's the demon of the fucking earth, like pedophiles all need to die and blah, blah, blah. But like in that Jared video, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, it's like, yes, it's a very sick thing that he did, but, you know, we could all kind of joke about it a little bit, you know?
Yeah,
And I kind
I
of,
mean it's the
Yeah, that's
same
the only
thing.
way. That's the only way
yeah.
to do it.
I mean, you did the Bill Cosby. It's just you tell the other side of the story that a lot of people don't talk about, and I think that's why I really, really like your videos because it's like, yes, like this thing happened, like Bill Cosby, you know, drugged and raped a bunch of women, but like here's what happened on the side, like, and those are things that I didn't know about,
Mhm.
like at all, and I think in a way. I don't look at you like you're making like degenerate like sex stuff. I mean, it's like Tom tells me,
Yeah.
like I collect broken men and make videos about them.
Absolutely. She does
And
that. That's wild.
I didn't notice like that kind of sounds like a pattern. So it's like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna lean into it? or am I going to figure out something else? But I mean, I don't know if I can lean into that because it's not working yet for me. Like I haven't had anything hit, so it's kind of like, whatever.
I mean,
Yes,
there's
it
a
is what it
serious
is.
market.
It's self-expression.
Like, you guys ever seen that Biographics channel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So-
I was watching that last night, actually.
So his name's like Simon Whistler. He has like a bunch. Dude, the guy's killing it on YouTube. He has like a jillion channels. So I love watching his videos, and they're super, they're, informative to watch. And a lot of kind of like the inspiration for my channel was like, I want to do something like that, but not have it be like this like serious thing. Because sometimes these people did some like fucked up shit on the side or whatever. And it's kind of, I don't know. He was just like a big inspiration for the channel, like that whole Biographics thing, but not like funny, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. But I mean, I think it's only a matter of time, Jen, because it's like the videos you do are good, they're funny, and it's like, you got like good topics and stuff.
I think I just have to do more playing. Like we were talking with Sumeto about this. It's like, I've talked to Kudos about this as well. It's just like kind of playing around with the titles. I'm going to go completely like different as far as like thumbnails are concerned, because I think, I think I need to do like red arrow shit, because that's what gets clicked on. Let's be honest.
Red arrows, red
you
text.
need a red arrow in your video. So
it's the red
you
circle.
won't believe what O.J. Simpson said now.
I mean, there's no shame in it. I'm not going to lie. Like,
there isn't. People are going to click on it. And you were talking about that with the video that you were releasing. You were talking to people about like which thumbnail was better. And it was just like, well, it worked for somebody else. Like, I might as well just fucking do it too,
Yeah, and that's like a big, because I watch like a ton of YouTube. Like I've always watched YouTube. I'm always watching YouTube. And it's just, I have like a big list of like videos that have like cracked off, and I'm always like looking at those for like kind of like thumbnail, like kind of inspirations and stuff like that. And, a lot of it is like that red arrow shit. I mean, or red circle, like totally works. But the title thing is like...
Keemstar's been doing it for years.
True. In fucking paint.
It totally works.
How is Keem going to operate in Windows 11? Because that classic paint ain't around anymore. So he's fucked.
He's doing 3D.
He's going to have to stay to Windows 7. Exactly. Oh my
Paint
god, 3D.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I was talking with
Paint's
Kudos
not in Windows 11?
Yeah, no, there is paint, but there isn't like classic paint like you had in like 10. So you don't have that classic old school like...
They got rid of paint.
Not all of paint. There's like 3D paint, as Vince said. There's kind of a standardized, but there's no classic one. But I was talking with Kudos a little recently, in thumbnail theming. Like he has the series Many Scandals, and all those ones, if you check his channel, there's a bar on the side that kind of keeps it toned to it. So
I was
it keeps stuff
noticing that. I noticed that when he just uploaded earlier this week. I noticed that. I was like, wait a second, he's barring the side. Bars work too. They fucking work.
It fucking works.
If you look at Wang's videos, Wang has he's got stuff on the sides of his thumbnails like that.
Bingo.
Well,
Yes, absolutely.
Wang's style, like, like as far as like if he's
Wang's
doing
the trendsetter.
If he's doing a Tales from the Internet, or if he's doing like a Oops All Kills or something like that, there'd definitely be like a theme. Yeah, there's a theme.
Yeah, all of them do have a different color scheme, and as well as dearest Vince here, he has center frame and text or arrows and stuff, and it works because it's the key to get people in that fucking door.
And at the beginning of when Vince is telling a story at the beginning of his videos, he goes into Photoshop and he's telling the story, but like you're kind of seeing it kind of unfold. And
just say it. Just say I ripped off Internet Historian. Just say it.
But it's good. But you were like you were cringing about that. We were on somebody's live stream some months ago, and you were just like, we were watching your video, and you were just cringing the whole time, going, "God, I edited that so bad." And I was like, "There's nothing wrong with it. What are you talking about?"
Oh, I think that was on Coffee's, or was it Coffee? Or it was someone. Yeah, it was someone. I think.
And you were just like, you were cringing the whole time. You're like, "I cannot believe this looks so bad." And I was like, "What are you talking about? This is fucking great, dude. Like, what?"
Yeah.
Well, Vince, the artist always sees the paint strokes, but the viewer don't. Like you see every little bit of the chain, but everyone sees the complete image at the end of the day.
Yeah.
No artist is complete with it done. I know it's a fucking bit of a wank thing to say artist when we're YouTubers, but it is art by all factorials. But hey, you criticize, but hey, excuse me, how many of that fucking that minty episode you just dropped on the Senator was that was solid fucking gold. That was I did not know a single fucking moment of that story about that gay senator who fucking
It's crazy, right?
Shot himself. Oh my god! I had so much fun, Matty. I was over the moon with that. Talk about that one. How'd you find that story? How'd you come across that?
So I have like a really big idea list on my phone, and I'm just like, anytime I hear something kind of weird or I think of something weird, I just like write it down for research later. So like the thing I wrote down for that one was, it's almost like a trope kind of at this point where it's like, oh, the Republican congressman or whatever is secretly gay, and he votes for anti-gay stuff. Like we've all kind of heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, is like, what's the truth of that? Like, what's the story? So there's like 30 stories of that. That's just one of 30 of these like hardcore Republican people. And then they get caught like trying to solicit sex in a bathroom, or there's like one in like a public bathroom at a park, and it's like, it's pretty wild, honestly.
Yes.
But that was like one of the most interesting ones. And I was like, oh, cool. And then it kind of had this whole like the one event happen, and then it unravels this whole kind of like shit show. And that's what I really like, is where there's something where it's like, one person does like something kind of dumb, and then it just unravels this whole shit in their life where it
An onion.
Yeah, like an onion.
Many layers.
Yes.
It's the one string that breaks off and just causes the rain to fall. It's and as well as the ending of him going into forestry and handling wood for the rest of his days. I mean, like that's poetic.
It is.
That is poetic at its finest.
I
know. I forgot to make a joke about. They were like, "Oh, he loved wood so much he couldn't leave it," or some shit like that. But
yeah,
It's
but
wood
you
hard.
left in the air, which sometimes you need to leave it up in the air.
Is there anything that you've
Is that
ever
some
wanted
wood in your
to?
pants? Are you happy to see me?
Is there anything you've ever wanted to touch on, but it's like you're afraid is like either like too taboo or like what?
I mean, a majority of my video, not majority, but like the Jared Fogle video is demonetized.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like,
The one that pops off, of course.
but that's what's interesting to me is people are like, oh, if it gets demonetized, it's not going to be in the algorithm. But clearly not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Obviously, that's a fucking lie.
It is.
You're like living proof that that's a fucking
Well,
lie.
everybody saw that friggin' guy. The Jared from Subway guy was such a huge campaign.
Mhm.
And then him getting busted the way that he got busted was so disastrous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody has
it's-
questions about that. Everybody's curious, like, what the hell was that guy's deal? Because he had that weird "it's Pat" kind of look to him, where you're not quite sure what's going on with that guy. He's got that fuzzy haircut and the glasses.
Because like that
If
story,
I start
it's like,
singing,
oh,
he's still looking good. People are gonna think of that damn guy.
Because like with the Jared thing, it was like, okay, I heard Jared, he was like a pedo, or I didn't know exactly what it was. And then like looking into it, it's like, dude, this guy had a nonprofit, was traveling around the world, educating like elementary school kids on like how to eat right. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so much crazier than I originally thought,
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's
It
real
shot.
bad.
It shot me. It shot me how far it went. I was watching your video, and the extent of roping in the people who were involved, and the camera stuff is just insane. That blew my mind when you said the exact number.
Yeah, and the
I'm not
nutty
saying the
thing
number.
is like the actual, like the cameras, like how many they put up and stuff like that. Like none of that stuff is public because it's like a closed, like all the documents are sealed because it's about like minors or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's truth.
And it's like
Yeah,
that
but I
story,
will
it's like that. I was like, oh, Jared Fogle, like what exactly happened? And then, there's a lot of things I
So-
just look into and they never pan out,
How many years in prison did that guy get? Because he's in the joint, right?
Yeah.
But how many years is he in prison? Tom, pull that up.
He's supposed to be out in like 2029.
Yeah.
Yes,
oh my
that's
God.
at the
only
end of the video.
that
Can you
long?
believe that? Can you believe that? Can you
He had
fucking
a
believe
plea.
that?
As he said in Vince's video, he had a plea deal.
Oh.
Yeah, so he had a plea
he was
deal because the guy that worked for him that was like getting all the stuff, like that was the guy that was actually doing like really screwed up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2015, everything happened there. As Vince said, Ringo, it is 13,
So it's been, what,
13 to
7
15
years?
and a half years in federal prison. Lifetime of supervised released, 175,000 fine plus a forfeiture of 50,000 and 1.4 in restitutions.
I wonder how much money he made off those Subway commercials, because those
Well,
things played constantly.
Well, I will say the best place to check it out is at Vince Vintage and checking out his Jared Fogle episode, which I recommend everyone. I think Kudos and I were talking about it. It's it's food meal, like food videos where you sit there with food and you just watch something, and it's just a perfect combination. You're having food and your brain's getting fed at the same time, and it's just
that's the whole
something about crime. Something about crime has gotten really hot here in the last true I'll say
crime.
2 years. Yeah, like people love a good true crime story. Like they sink into it.
Like true crime. True crime's interesting, but I think a lot of like YouTube videos they go with like this whole. Actually, you guys ever heard that chapter? That YouTube channel, that chapter?
No, I've not.
He's like this Irish guy, and then he talks about like
an Irishman, is he?
Murderers.
Well. Let me tell you all about me crimes.
Welcome back to Diversion.
Is he Irish? I don't know if he is, but he does these videos where he's talking about like I don't know. He just adds in these like little kind of jokes, but they're not like jokes at the victim or the person doing it. I don't know. He has this weird kind of the dude like I think he has like 1.8 million subs right now. I mean, the dude just blew up. But just kind of like that whole funny tone. But to answer your question, Jen, is there anything I haven't done because I'm too scared? There's one video.
It's too scary for Vince.
Do tell.
Okay, so when Kobe Bryant died, I was like, I looked into Kobe Bryant and I was like, okay, I've always heard about him like, raping that girl. Like, what exactly happened?
Oh, the trial, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot going on with Black Mamba.
And I looked into it and I was horrified. And I was like, how the fuck is this? Like, I'm not saying that because of what he did back then, he shouldn't, be looked at as the greatest basketball player or whatever. But if LeBron James did what he did back then today, he would be done. Like, he would be absolutely just done.
Yeah. And how much it was kind of like, I don't want to say swept under the rug, but I want to say that
pushed into the shadows.
It was a lot different then. So I haven't looked into it. I've heard some things.
What year was that when he got accused of that?
Early 2000s, maybe?
Yeah, it was like 2005, something like that. But
yeah, it was early 2000s.
I wonder, had it been in 2015, would Kobe have been canceled?
Are you afraid of people?
Well, now I'm going to do
reacting. I think you should fucking just do it.
Well,
if you need me to read, I'll read shit on it. If you need me to read stuff,
I wanted to do it when he first died, and then my girlfriend was like, "Don't do that. People are going to just rip you apart because it's too early."
It's been enough time.
It's been enough time.
And then I was like,
you can't be like me and Gilbert Godfrey and do jokes. It's the second that you hear Kobe Bryant's dead, it's like falling over ourselves, rushing to Twitter to just start making jokes.
Yeah, because then you kind of look like a sour grape, because there was all those reporters that were like, did you know Kobe Bryant was a racist, like, the day he died? Like, the New York Times put out an article about it, and then everyone's like, fuck you, he was a great person, and, I mean, the evidence is nuts. Like,
yeah, but he had a lot of things to say about Puerto Ricans.
Oh, shit. Oh, God damn it, Charles.
I like your Charles keys things up and never follows through with it. He just says a thing and just lets it hang.
Leaves it hanging.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's what the New York Post was reporting.
About what? You just said he said something.
Oh, about Kobe, that he's racist.
Okay.
Is he?
Well, Vince, that's
what they said. He had a lot of thoughts about...
Fucking do it. Now just fucking do it. Just do the video.
Now,
yeah, we're going.
I'm fucking ready.
It's going to be demonetized, but the evidence is...
Do it.
Oh my God.
And people are going to be big mad, but I feel like you just do it.
It happened, and like I feel so bad for the girl that he raped. Like, it was so fucked up what he did to her. In terms of like,
we'll say allegedly.
Legally,
I think we need to say that.
He actually admitted. He pretty much admitted to it. And then what happened was the girl was so the girl wasn't even going to do anything about it. But the day after it happened, she no. So the pretty much this girl she worked in a hotel. Kobe Bryant was staying the night there, and it was in Colorado because Kobe was getting his knee fixed. So he's going up to his room. It's like 11 p.m. at night. And then Kobe takes this girl who's like the receptionist at the hotel, like into the room, pushes her up against the wall, does this thing, terrible thing. And then pretty much Kobe tells her, like, don't fucking tell anyone about this, blah, 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 blah. So then the girl goes to the hospital and she gets like a rape kit done. And the vaginal walls are like torn. She has
Jesus Christ.
She has like Kobe's cum inside of her panties. She has scratch marks like all over her neck and her back. So Kobe was choking her. He was like choking her as well. So then the cops.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
So then she goes to the cops, tells them this whole story, and the cops are like, "Okay, shit, we're gonna go talk to Kobe." So then they go in the Kobe's room. This is like the next morning, and then they're like, "Hey, this girl came in. She said, what happened? oh, well, she came in and, she wanted to fuck because, like I'm Kobe. So we fucked, and everything was cool. And then he just kept, and they're like, are you sure? Like they have the actual tape. You can listen there. You can read the transcript of it.
Oh, wow.
So then the cops keep being like, did anything else happen? Well, or no. When the cops first went to Kobe, he denied it. He said, nope, we didn't have sex at all. No. And then when the cop said that his semen was found in her panties, he was like, oh, well, actually, we did fuck. She was like a fan. And then they were like, sure it wasn't anything more? And when that happened, they were like, she did a rape kit. Her vaginal walls are torn. She has scratch marks on her breasts and her back from you, scratching her. And she's got, bruises on her neck from being choked. Jeepers. And then he was like, well, I just like to have sex really rough. Not with my wife. You can't ask my wife, but you could talk to these two girls and they'll tell you that I like to do it really rough and choke girls and shit.
Yeah, don't talk to my wife. Whatever you fucking do, don't talk to my wife.
So the cops straight up
it's always a big move from basketball.
So
players.
In the transcript, the cops are Kobe, you lied to us 3 times about this. You got to be shitting us or whatever. So then the girl
Kobe
files.
Said, my hands are strong. I don't know.
So the girl's going to court about this. And the thing so she gets a court order to not release her name, because she doesn't want any backlash, right? As you could imagine.
Yeah, because he's Black Mamba.
He's Black Mamba. He's the biggest hot, and at that time, Kobe was looked at as this saint, he was the perfect guy.
Yeah,
absolutely. They have absolutely sainted him. There are people right now who sainted Kobe.
So then the girl's name is not released. She doesn't want it released. It's this special court thing they can get for rape victims, so they don't get harassed and shit. So a week into the trial, the girl's name gets leaked, and everyone starts shitting on this girl. She starts getting death threats. She has to move out of her house. She's getting people just harassing her on the street. Her picture is all over the news, and then the girl gets so much shit from the whole thing that she ends up just dropping the case because she just wanted to move on with it. She was just done.
Jesus. I did not know that.
So then Kobe goes on and is dealing with his wife, and this whole problem. So then he goes and he buys his wife, I think it's it was $1 million diamond ring.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that part?
Story.
Yep.
And he gives it to
that
her
part.
as an apology thing. So when the rape thing happened, Nike dropped him, McDonald's dropped him. Every company was like, we're done with you. This is fucked up. A year after all this, the diamond ring and everything kind of faded out. He gets to play back on the Lakers. Nike signs him on. He gets his custom shoes made and all this shit, and everyone forgets about it. It's so fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
That's
See, I never forgot about him. I never forgot about what Kobe Bryant said about how lazy the Irish were. That really stuck in my craw.
Just out of nowhere. We're sitting in a boat and you shoot the boat. And I'm like, what? Just, my favorite part about Bill Clinton is because he was black 13 times out of the day.
What?
Exactly, Charles.
But the Kobe thing is crazy. I think it's nuts,
absolutely.
And I know there's a lot more that I left out of it because you want to save some details.
Well, you gotta wait for the video. Everyone's gonna wait for the video. Absolutely.
But it's crazy. I mean, his cum was in her panties. She had choking marks on her neck. And then she had scratches on her breasts. Her vaginal walls were torn, and they were for what it takes to do that is insane.
Yeah, that's ouch.
That's
a lot. That's
basketball skills.
And then he wasn't convicted of it, dude. Her cum was in her panties. Her vaginal walls were torn. You
can't. So, how do you explain the cum? I mean, explain everything else away, but explain the cum. Okay.
Every time vaginal walls.
So what happened? So when the girl's name got released, Kobe's attorneys got all these guys that this girl had slept with, which was 3 or 4 guys, and they were like, she fucked this guy 3 days before Kobe. She had sex with Kobe Bryant. This girl's a whore. Jesus. She's just a slut.
They're trying to do
and they tried doing that. This girl's just a whore.
Of course, it's her fault.
Which they actually had a law passed in California because of how that whole shit went in Colorado with the Kobe Bryant case because it was so fucked up with this girl.
Yeah.
Well, there was an old movie with Jodie Foster, wasn't that? I think it was based off a true story, The Accused.
The pinball story.
Where she gets abused on the pinball machine, and the whole bar is laughing and carrying on, egging it on. It's horrible. Yeah. Horrible.
Absolutely.
Some real weird sickos out there, folks.
Not affiliated with this podcast.
Not
there are some
affiliated.
real
Stop
weird
trying to brand
sickos
us
out there, but
rapists.
we are
Fucking
not
hell.
affiliated. We are not affiliated with those kind of
Kobe.
sickos.
Those are the.
So is there anything good happening in the world that you could talk about in one of these videos? Any fun crimes?
Any
The
fun
juice?
crimes?
Like
Well,
juice
actually,
video?
how about the
I
guy who kept
hit up
raccoons as pets and was told by the state that he couldn't have his raccoons, and then he snuck and had
there's
raccoons.
there's another really weird sicko that I actually like when I was thinking about doing this video, I hit up Vince like immediately. I said, "You want to collab on this?" And it's of Ron Jeremy.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You gonna save Ron's wood?
He's lived quite the interesting. He's had quite the interesting career. We'll put it that way.
Ron Jeremy was people's hero because he was such a I don't want to say fugly man, but I'm going to say fugly.
And he's a big creep, so
yeah, he was always kind of creepy and handsy. Apparently, very handsy.
Oh, more than handsy, like, my friend.
How big was his hog? Tom, pull that up. How big?
No, you fucking pull it up. You fucking
I don't have
pull it
two
up.
screens, Tom. Yeah,
whatever you do, don't Google Ron Jeremy sucking his own dick. Just don't Google
autoplay show, please, Jen. This is a Christian podcast.
He did though.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, Vince.
They're extremely like that photo. Those photos. I shouldn't say just that photo. Those photos are like very traumatizing.
Yeah, like he fully can do it. He can manipulate his own wiener that way. With very little ease.
Speaking of
Jen,
porn
didn't you
stars,
find about the scar? Yeah, it's the scar.
Speaking of porn stars, I learned a fun fact, right? Like I was watching The Matrix, the new one, which is like total ass, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Ass Matrix.
So I thought somebody was memeing when they told me while we were watching it. Did you know that Lawrence Fishburne's daughter is a porn star?
Yes. She's 100% a porn star.
I thought that it was like a meme, and then he was like, "Oh no! I'm pulling this shit up right now." And like, if you look on Pornhub, you have to go to her porn and read the comments because they are the funniest fucking things you've ever read in your life.
Take the red pill.
That, and I'm really glad she got into acting like her father. It's beautiful. I did not know that. I thought that was like I was like, are you kidding me? And she looks just like him.
I wonder what motivates that. Who? Because some people are just into that sort of stuff. They like doing wild, risky, fringe, like, real weird sicko behavior.
Some people just like being in porn, and you know what? And if that's what they want to do, that's cool.
Some don't, though. I've heard stories.
And if you want to, that's cool. It's not for me, but like if it's for you, that's fine. But it
shouldn't shame.
Some people are just like weird swinger people that are weird swinger. Well, I don't know how else to describe that. Like the people that are into wife swapping and key parties and just
key parties.
Yeah, key parties. Like we'll go
all
the way back
work,
to the
Charles?
70s.
Tell everybody how key parties work.
All right, Vince. So in the 1970s, they would have parties where people would bring their keys and put them in a bowl. And then whoever's keys you pulled out, that's who you went home with and slept with after the party.
Nice.
Thank you, Vince.
The pause before that was
I love it.
Picture afros and like what do you call it? Those leisure suits.
Leisure suits, Larry.
Just lots of wood paneling on the walls.
Wood paneling. When I see rooms that have like wood paneling, it just makes me think that room smells like musty sex and ass.
Oh,
like someone had a key party.
From Stranger Things to Stranger Things. I will deviate from this very quickly. I remember DMing Vince on a late night when I was checking out his channel, and I went to the Twitter side, and I found myself cackling with laughter. Vince, do you know when I tell them why I was laughing so hard?
I think I know why, but
it's because his banner is the default YouTube one, and it's in my like ingrained in my brain so hard that it just like flips so many switches, and I was howling with laughter on the simplest of things. And you just left it there because fuck it. I don't know. I just love it. It's inadvertent comedy, which I love the most. Like,
so I was like trying to make like a Twitter banner because it's what everyone does. They make it all cool. So then I'm looking at Twitter. So then I type in like Twitter banner template. And then I like put it in the Photoshop and I was like, I don't know what to fucking do. I'm just going to upload this. So then I just upload the template and it has like all the sizing. And is it that funny? Maybe not. I don't know.
It's funny for the people who don't never get to see that screen. There are so many people on every platform who never get to see like a template screen. Like, oh, here's what the YouTube thumbnail size should be. Here's the certain information for a profile size. And it's just, it's ingrained in my mind. Like, I've had to fuck with that so many fucking times because I remember back in the day, the YouTube one was so astronomically fucking large because it was designed for TVs. Mm-hmm. Like you have these ones that are just like massive background, tiny thin line for the actual thing that people mostly see. Because like YouTube customization has been like altering so quickly. Like remember like the old like fucking MySpace days looking one where you can modify everything.
What was the Google? They had Google Plus. Yeah, they had their own attempt at a MySpace.
Oh, I was more of a Facebook at the time,
and it was a Google. It was called Google Plus. That was like the original Google Plus.
Super integrated into YouTube and all this stuff. Yeah. Like it's such a mess. Like why would they
push it? They push it so hard.
Well, now they still have it. It's Google Plus size, and it's for plus size people.
Body positivity up in this room.
Queen slay.
Google Plus size.
I think a lot of us. Absolutely. I will say a lot of people back in the day remember like the Smush channel was like the entire thing was like top to bottom, like fully designed through all the customization. And now customization really exists to a banner and a profile pic, and that's basically it. And I think frankly, a lot of people have these golden memories of going to MySpace and going into a panel and hearing music play. I think they forget how fucking annoying that fucking was, that you were like, click on and just like My Chemical Romance starts blasting through, glitter everywhere, GIFs everywhere. It's just like, I can understand why they cut that shit down.
Like Homer's webpage.
Absolutely. Oh.
Dancing Jesus and cheese and music notes. And it's just playing 3 songs at once.
Well, there's a new feature coming to YouTube soon, and it's going to change subscriptions in a very interesting way. Well, I think it's in beta, so they might be changing what it is, but they're going to be, you can group subscriptions like into like little thing. Oh, you can subscribe to like, oh, here's the commentary boys. Here's like, documentaries, auto docs and stuff. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea for YouTube's next step? It's like, I'll grab the information now. YouTube subscription groups.
So they're going to group together channels. So like say me and Jen.
You can manage the subscription groups yourself, essentially.
Okay, so if me and Jen are in a cabal together, we're gonna get money. Somebody subscribes. It's like group Patreons, right?
No. It's just like YouTube, where like you can just have all your subscription list, but you can like have it separated out. So you can just go and click onto that group. Like, oh, here's the group that I've set up for cooking videos.
So it's not a paid subscriptions. This is the subscribers.
Yeah,
this is a subscription page. They're putting folders in subscriptions.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I follow you now. When
was the last time you went to your subscribers page?
I do it daily.
He does it, and he sends it in the group chat for this channel all the time. And I'm like, look, I don't look at that. Not that much.
I look at it all the time. Like I keep up with so many fucking places. Like, but what about you, Vince? How do you watch your content?
I just have everything subscribed to, and then I just kind of see what's popping off and the recommended, honestly. And I think that's how most people look at YouTube today, too.
Fair enough.
You don't ring the bells?
That's exactly what they do.
You know, like there's a lot of...
goes.
Yeah, I think that, like most people, they just go on YouTube, the app, and then it's like whatever's in the recommended, they'll watch that. And if something doesn't pop up that they like, they're just like, okay, I'm done. You know, I'm going to go on Twitter or whatever. Yeah. But it's not like at that point I would be like, oh, I'm going to go check my subscriptions and see what people have uploaded. I rarely ever do that.
Really? I'm probably the opposite.
It's like ADD. It's like ADD. Like everybody that goes and clicks onto YouTube aimlessly, it's like an ADD thing. You have to grab them like immediately right away. Otherwise, they're clicking off your shit. And the thing about it's like with podcasts, like as well, like people listening to a podcast on YouTube is so fucking hard. Like, as far as that's what Tom was posting in the group chat. He was like, wow, like our last episode had really good retention. And I was like, well, you also have to take into account some people like listen to them in like increments. Like sometimes if I don't finish a podcast that's on YouTube, I'll come back to it like a couple of days later. Because it's just, you're listening to it. It's weird.
What do you think are some of the biggest podcasts on YouTube?
The biggest podcast on YouTube? I would probably honestly say like the H3 podcast is the biggest one on YouTube right now.
Joe Rogan when he was around.
Joe Rogan was around, but
clips.
Ethan's views are like insane. I don't like the H3 podcast, but his views are fucking insane.
I wonder
like what they have in common is they have
because they hate him.
No, but honestly, I listen to the H3 podcast. Like, I don't listen to the whole thing. I'll listen to like the clips that are trending or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, kind of whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
But
right.
What makes sense you look at like the biggest podcasts on YouTube, they're all in video. They all have video.
Yeah.
So you watch the H3, podcast, and you can see the person they're talking to. You can see them fucking around. Whatever. They got different camera shots of all the people talking. Joe Rogan, it was like the same thing. Two people talking. You could see how they're kind of feeling. And
there was a show.
All the big podcasts, they all do video. From what I've seen on YouTube, they're all like, it's like a video podcast, and that's what people like. Joe Rogan, like, dude, he was killing it on YouTube.
Yeah, he was. What do you think about people trying to take
smoking cigars and drinking, and it's just cool to watch.
Or the Elon meme. What do you think about people trying to get him off of Spotify? What do you think about that?
You think it's jealousy?
I think it's like,
I don't think so.
You were Joe Rogan and you were to say what he's saying on YouTube, YouTube would probably block his videos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they would.
Absolutely.
They would.
But the thing is he's still uploading the clips. He's still got his clips channel.
Yeah,
he's
saying
but is he uploading clips talking about like ivermectin and shit? Like, I don't think he's doing. Is he really?
But
then the other thing is, let's say Joe Rogan had a clip taken down, because I saw Turkey Tom. He had a clip. He had a video he put up, and then someone was on. He had it was like him and a guest, and the guest was saying how like the certain thing, or he was talking about how like the certain thing doesn't exist, and vaccines. I'm not even going to say it, but all that stuff like wasn't real and it didn't exist. And then his video got taken down for COVID misinformation.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember that one now.
Yeah, because his guest was talking about how it didn't even work. But so we've seen that. If Joe Rogan had a clip taken down for COVID misinformation, Joe Rogan's not the guy to go on Twitter and be like, "Hey, Team YouTube, why did my video get taken down for COVID misinfo?"
Exactly.
He doesn't say that. He doesn't give a shit.
Them after him.
He would just not say anything about it and just move on with his life,
I don't think it affects his life in the smallest.
But what I'm trying to say is we probably don't even know when he's had a clip but then maybe people would notice, like, why was this clip up for an hour and then it got taken off and they were talking about this, and
yeah, people would have mentioned it if there was something like that. YouTube has to know people are looking at that channel.
I saw a tweet yesterday that it was a girl that said, I have known so many friends that have lost their boyfriends to this podcast.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay,
the most fucking chuddy chuds.
If your boyfriend is taking medical and life advice from Joe Rogan Experience podcast,
that's a game over.
I have a feeling he's not that bright to begin with. If you take medical advice or life advice from any podcast, you're probably not that bright to begin with.
But the whole point is that even though
Joe Rogan podcast,
they may not be bright, people are taking that advice literally. Like,
exactly.
I've known people,
but it's one of those things. It's like who's living their life by a podcast? Who's letting a podcast?
Apparently, that girl's friend's boyfriends.
It's like, yo, honey, guess what? Joe Rogan said I'm not supposed to wipe my ass anymore.
Let's be honest. Like, the amount of like traffic that happens when Joe mentions something is accurate to the amount of power he has.
We don't wipe our ass anymore. Real men over here.
I will say, Vince, do you know
no
from
wipe.
GTA
Hashtag
the character?
No wipe.
Shut the fuck up. Do you know the character Brucey from like the Grand Theft Auto series? Like, to me, that is just Joe Rogan. Like, shark testosterone injections. Like, that is just Joe in my mind. I can't separate
Pure
Brucey
bro.
And Joe into one, but like to two different people. They're the same person to me.
I mean, people calling to get him taken down on Spotify. I mean, I think a big part of it is people, like people on the right, they're like, we want free speech. These platforms censor us, blah, 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 blah. Well, people have free speech and they're saying what they want to say about it. If they want to take it down, they want to take it down. Like,
two-way fucking straight. If they don't want to be on the platform. Well, a lot of people leave Spotify because it's a shit house.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think if Joe Rogan was to do his whole thing on YouTube, I legitimately feel like I don't know.
He'd be dead very quickly.
I don't know if they would take that shit down.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they have had stuff taken down before.
Absolutely, yeah. The Alex
I know
Jones
they're the Alex Jones podcast. I want to say Apple pulled that one down.
Yeah, and
it got pulled.
Spotify.
It got pulled.
Oh, no,
from,
Apple did.
Yeah,
Apple
it
did,
got
my
pulled.
I know
from a lot of
Spotify's
people.
pulled quite a few down now.
Yeah, Spotify.
Yeah.
Because when he transferred over, they pulled like a couple of the Alex Jones episodes, and everyone's like, "Spotify's already censoring him." Blah 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 blah. And then I mean, I think whether you like him or not, Joe Rogan's like the biggest podcast out there, and he's like got more pull than anyone else. I mean, anything that guy says gets immediate traffic, but I don't think people would ever straight up admit like, "Oh, I listened to Joe Rogan. He was talking about this, and yeah, I'm going to start doing that." I feel like no guy will ever admit that, but low key, people are influenced.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's divisive content that always gets it. Because I think last week we were talking about this, like being divisive tends to get audiences very quickly.
It's not divisive at all. It's divisive.
Shut up.
But like the Spotify, has Ethan gone around saying like pull Joe Rogan from Spotify because he's saying this shit? I don't think he said anything like that.
I don't think so. No, he's just angry at Joe.
He's been talking a lot of shit
he's
about
broken
Joe
TOS
Rogan.
on YouTube recently.
But Ethan hasn't been
he
like
actually did.
Spotify needs to take him down because of what he's saying. Ethan hasn't said that, right? Pretty positive.
I think he's criticized him for the spread of misinformation, but I don't think he's mentioned anything about taking him down. He just made jokes at Joe's expense,
which is fine.
Right.
He needs criticism just like anyone else.
Everybody needs. I
Joe
agree.
Rogan's
I agree
not
that
an invincible titan of
absolutely
like information.
not.
He's just a
not.
dude.
He's not a beacon of advice. But let's face it.
He was a sitcom actor.
Neither,
but
neither is Ethan. Ethan isn't a beacon for advice either.
True. I will say,
obviously, for Joe, fear is not a factor.
Oh, good.
No, but what makes Joe Rogan credible is not Joe Rogan. It's the guests he brings on.
Yeah,
that's what makes him credible. It's not like Joe Rogan sitting
even
here
if
like
the podcast was just all of Joe Rogan's jabroni buddies.
The problem,
like all of his comedian buddies and just people that he knew. That would be a great podcast. The problem
that I had with Ethan in his recent, he was emitting like a virtue signal like you've never seen before when he made the decision to take down the Jordan Peterson episode. But at the same time, he didn't take down the iDubbbz episode where he, was using
the NF word.
He said like, gamer words.
Several times. And it's kind of like, okay, like...
He said words that Kobe Bryant wouldn't say.
That's how offensive he was. Just the picking and choosing is what makes it extremely disingenuous.
So you want to hear my theory about Ethan Klein?
Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Here's my theory.
Let's go.
Okay, if you look back at Ethan and how he blew up, 2015, 2016, what was he doing? Reaction videos. He was talking shit about all of the prankster channels, unveiling who they really were, calling them out. And when you have a prankster channel, they can't really say much. They don't really have a lot of pull. But Ethan came from this point of this moral superiority. It was like the arbiter of the internet, cleaning all of the shit up. And that's how he was looked at in like 2015, 2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the moral high ground. Like, oh, all this stuff's terrible. Like he just had that moral superiority type thing. Today, he's doing the same thing.
Kind of like, I just want to say kind of like the current drama commentary subgenre on YouTube, kind of like what they do. But go on, I'm sorry. I just had to throw that in there.
But he's doing the same thing today in terms of that he's calling out all of these people, whatever, to seem like the moral superiority of the internet, because that's what got him the traction in the first place. Him calling out the prankster channels and, all of these, like when he was doing all the stuff with, you know what I'm talking about? Like he was just calling out all these people. And today he's doing the same thing.
Punching up versus punching down. Like once it was on the way up, you were punching up and you're not going to get heated for it.
But the people that he's punching now, they could punch back. And that's, but he's just trying to do that same thing because that's what works for him. Just, moral superiority, calling out, whoever and whatever just to get fucking traction. Like if Joe Rogan says Ethan Klein once, I swear to God, that will do more for Ethan's channel than probably anything else. But Joe Rogan's not because he knows what it's going to do.
He's never going to do it. Exactly. If somebody was like, do you think he's ever going to respond? I was like, hell the fuck no. Hell the fuck no.
Joe Rogan
unless the guest
probably not even know who he was.
Unless a guest brought it up to him, then he would probably say something. He's like, so Joe, what do you think about all that that Ethan? You've been hearing about that?
Oh, it's that weird fat guy that keeps making fun of me.
Who? He'd be like, who's that guy?
Yeah. I don't think Joe Rogan's online as much as people think.
Oh, he's
absolutely.
Totally.
I think
he is
Joe Rogan is
absolutely
online
not.
more than I am.
I
Rogan's
think
somewhere right now watching videos of eagles being eaten by alligators.
I feel like he would tweet more, to be honest with you. I felt like if that were true, he would tweet way more, and he doesn't. So I don't think so.
I think he spends outside getting his head punched in. Like he looks like some Doctor Who looking villain. That man is built like a tank. So he's working out most of the goddamn time. I don't think he gives a shit about YouTube or fucking Spotify.
Oh no, he doesn't. He is too fucking rich to give a shit.
Absolutely.
Way too fucking rich to give a shit about it.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm curious about the Spotify angle is the Spotify deal was rumored to be in the multiple millions of dollars. Now, if how many bands would have to leave before Spotify would even consider booting Joe Rogan? Because the amount of money that they invested into him it's so absurd. They couldn't just throw that money away by banning him.
Well, normally how it works with contracts like that, so I think it was like $100 million that they paid him out.
Yeah, that's what the rumor.
So those contracts,
$100 million.
So it's not like they go to Joe Rogan and then they give him $100 million check. They'll write it out over like a contract of years.
Yeah.
So a contract like that, probably like 2 to 3 years that they had that $100 million contract for. Mm-hmm. So it's like the Spotify thing. It's like if Neil Young is 6 million followers, listeners that are gone. And then, there's a couple other people that have left the platform and then all these people canceling their subscriptions. If it came down to where it was going to cost Spotify $105 million to deal with all of the loss, I feel like they would just pay out his contract and then just say, fuck it, like it's just too much of a headache for us.
That would make that would make the most sense in that situation for sure.
But what if Spotify is extra super based and is like, you know what? I want misinformation out there. I want real conversations on our platform. So
I want people dying in the streets.
Yes.
That's how it is.
If that's how Spotify is, that Spotify secretly Spotify is out there right now with the Canadian truck drivers just honking away.
Jesus Christ. Like like how many times a day do you go on Twitter and just see like, person who quit because they don't want the vaccine dies. Like the amount of time like that pops up like, that's a new story. That's dead.
Yeah, the Herman Cain Awards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on.
You know what I think about the podcasting is like, dude, if PewDiePie, because like people give a lot of crap to H3, like,
absolutely.
I miss the old H3. I miss whatever.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a meme at this point. But H3's managed to stay relevant, this whole time. And he's like he's evolved. He did the reaction stuff, fell out of that. Now he's doing the podcast thing, and the podcasting is just way better than what he did before. Like, he's not running one ad on a podcast. He's running 5. He has 5 sponsors.
Yeah, he's making a fuck.
He's making a metric fuck ton. He's like, hey, today's podcast brought to you by Honey.
Anytime we mention him, like he's winning.
Laughing to the bank.
But me saying this is like with PewDiePie. If PewDiePie was to come out and say, hey, I'm actually transferring out of what I'm doing now, and I'm going to start doing podcasting, that would be the biggest podcast on YouTube. Hands fucking down.
Oh,
it would be. Absolutely.
I bet people would tune in to hear what PewDiePie had to say in like a long form conversation.
Yeah, with like it brings on like other YouTubers and shit, and they fly into England, and they hear him. Like, that'd be the coolest fucking podcast.
It would.
Imagine if PewDiePie just started it. Just did it. His podcast was, I'm only going to talk to people with under 1,000 subs. I want to talk to nobodies on YouTube.
He used to do more shout outs to people that were small before, but then
he got in trouble for it.
He got because somebody made some kind of like Nazi joke or something, and he was like, "Well, I can't fucking do that anymore."
Yeah, you make one joke.
I think it would be. Yeah, and here's the thing about the podcast, like, tacking on to what Vince said, everybody's like, but podcasts are like assholes. Everybody's got one. But here's the thing: people are listening to podcasts, and if you take people that are if somebody successful makes a podcast, people will come. If you make a podcast and you're consistent and you do it like weekly or whatever, people know when to show up, and it's not going anywhere. Podcasting isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So
it's the form of communication that we've received on a daily form.
Is your guys' audio cutting out?
I know, it's Jen. It's Jen. It's
Jen
just Jen
turned into a robot there for just a moment.
I thought it was
tripping.
My internet is really, really, really shit, but podcasting isn't going anywhere. My bad.
Yeah, exactly. It's these long form, ongoing content streams, like podcasts, like fucking like Twitch and YouTube live streams. These are the formats that people are getting more and more associated to.
I could see Twitch going somewhere. I could see Twitch closing down or selling, but I don't know.
Like,
well, they already sold to Amazon. They already sold to Amazon.
Yeah, they sold to Amazon, and something's gonna happen. Something's gonna fuck up in Twitch somewhere. I don't.
It's a paradigm shift.
Were we talking about this here? Twitch used to be Justin TV, right?
Yes, that is correct. Justin. Yeah. Yes, Justin.
See, that's what
TV.
I thought.
Absolutely.
I couldn't remember exactly, but I wonder what the future holds for streaming content. Because, like I said, there's a lot of outlaw platforms out there. You know, your Rumbles, your Odysseys, your BitChutes.
Yeah,
but they're not YouTube. But they're not. Exactly. They're not playing with the big boys.
And
I wonder what it's going to take. How does a social media network go from being, all right, you know, MySpace is the number one thing to, well, now there's this Facebook thing. Everybody's got to do you have a Facebook? And then MySpace just sort of falls away, you know, and then Twitter becomes a thing. And then, you know, Facebook's sort of like this seen as this boomer thing.
Oh, absolutely.
How does something grow? What is the next best thing? How does a TikTok just start?
That's the thing.
And go, all right, TikTok is now this hot thing.
It's all about filling the gap. Well, fucking Facebook wants it to be fucking metaverse. Like, how many times have you seen that fucking metaverse shit, NFT shit pushed in goddamn face?
I don't know how that's going to work out for them.
I know it's not.
It's PlayStation Home.
It's pushing.
Like, it's PlayStation Home, Tom.
It's PlayStation Home straight to the fucking front door. But they're pushing it harder and harder, and they're trying to push the VR element more and more. It's the paradigm shift.
How much
that needs
did
to happen.
they paid Palmer an absurd amount of money for the Oculus stuff?
John Carmack, I believe it wasn't. I'll check.
Yeah, they bought. They got in with him. They got in. Like they've got the tech. They've got stuff, but it's still it's. I don't know. I just don't see Facebook bouncing back.
I will say this past Christmas, the biggest thing that was coming out was the Oculus Quest 2 for people. That was the biggest gift to go out to people, and that's how you do it. It's the small edge stuff. Actually, no. Let's get the proper topic. Vince, what are your thoughts on VR, matey? What's the VR?
Have you played in virtual reality, Vince?
I have a VR thing. I got like
which one do you got?
I got an HTC Vive, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh my gosh, you're a real OG.
It's a fun toy, isn't it?
It's a fun toy. I just don't think it's. I don't know. People have been trying to get VR off of the ground since the '80s, and no one's ever figured out legit.
Did you ever play the mall VR where it looks like the Lawnmower Man and there's pterodactyls?
No, I haven't. I played it back in 2017 So
in the 1990s, they had mall kiosks you could step into where you would put on the VR headset and you would have to fight. And everything was super blocky and it looked like worse than the Reboot cartoon in the 90s. Like it looked very polygonal, PlayStation 1, like lower than PlayStation 1 graphics.
No.
But it was still badass. There was something very cool about, I can walk around and shoot this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't this something? And they had the BattleTech centers was another cool thing. Similar concept where you sit inside this pod and pilot your tank, and there's a big screen projected in front of you. It's a very similar concept.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
Oh, it's a social element that'll get people to get into
there's something there to like the 4D, like 4D theaters are another thing. I feel like it all needs to convalesce together.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why the easiest way to get somebody into it is the social element, and that's why Facebook pushed it. It's the idea, like, hey, what was the reason why you got into Twitter? It's because other people were there and you wanted to talk and shit. That's the social element. We're saying, hey, Vince, right now you could play fucking Resident Evil 4 in VR and have some fun, or you could go do something that you can't do on a computer by itself. It's the element.
Yeah. Wait, me?
Yeah, you. Well, yeah, it's more of a
I want to play Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is pretty good.
Apparently,
I haven't played it in a while.
Like the meta thing is a trip because it's like for Facebook to be one of the biggest companies in the world, and you're betting everything. You change your company name,
everything.
You're betting the entire fucking farm on that this whole metaverse thing is going to blow up. And I think them changing to Meta was an ingenious move because people now associate the metaverse with Facebook. Because the metaverse on its own is like, there's other metaverses out there from different companies that, like the metaverse isn't just like a Facebook meta thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's what I assume that the metaverse was from Facebook, that was their virtual reality name for their
so that's why it's genius, because the metaverse has existed since like 2016, and there's all these other places that you, like, when people say like,
Decentraland.
"Oh, this company bought," Decentraland, or
so it's like your VR chats.
Yeah, so there's all these places that are metaverses physical. On their own, not owned by Facebook. Yeah. But by Facebook changing their name to Meta, everyone just associates metaverse with Facebook now, which is ingenious because
it's the Kleenex effect.
They're getting ahead of the curve.
Yeah, exactly. Their name is associated to the brand.
I'd be curious to try it out and see for myself because everything I've seen makes it look like PlayStation Home.
It does.
And I don't want to play PlayStation Home. I didn't want to play PlayStation Home when PlayStation Home was a thing.
Sure. Well, that's the reason why it died. And it's one of the most surrealist things watching that entire
Second
presentation.
Life still a thing?
Yeah. I like people make jokes that
I just don't see people flying around in spaceships dropping dick bombs on people in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Vince, you don't understand. Did you ever see Second Life?
I've heard of it.
It is one of the most absurd things I think I've ever seen. Ever.
People were so into it. People were so into it, though.
Well, they were so hyped up, and like they acted like this was going to be this big thing, and then it just, everybody I knew was into it just for laughs. It's like, we're going to dress up in the suit and tie with the big afro, or there's mud kips, and we, fly on a spaceship. Just craziness.
Me and Kudos actually did it with a bunch of people everywhere. As well. Like, it's a thing that it's like a slow burn stuff. It's like the MMO that you don't know about. It's still popular, but you just don't know about it.
It's super fun. Don't get me wrong.
But
stuff like that I think we're in, like for the meme, sure,
It's in the state of flux.
It would feel very weird to me not to log on to something like that, not knowing, not going. All right, we're gonna go in to cause pranks and laugh at like weirdos doing weird, real weird sickos doing real weird sicko stuff.
He is really giving us a bad name.
Pushing the branding. Very pushing. He did it during the Zach interview on TCU. He asked a question that included real weird sickos in it to Zach and Michael.
You know what? I better watch out because it's like, can I ask you something, Vince? Do you ever get people in your DMs, like people with bigger sub counts, giving you unsolicited advice?
No, because I'm a guy.
Lady thing.
Vince is correct.
Fucking knew it because I've been asking pretty much like a lot of people that, and everybody's been telling me the same thing. No, because I was wondering about that. I was like, am I getting unsolicited advice because I'm a girl?
100%.
And now I know
because
everybody's saying no, they don't get that. I get that in my DMs, like literally nobody, and then some motherfucking person in my DMs. Have you ever considered doing A, B, and C with your channel? And it's just so fucking lame. It's so lame.
Jen, you should do drama. That's a great idea. Great idea, Jen.
I was told, Vince, I was told once that I would make a killing if I did frequent drama commentary uploads.
You should do ED and G.
You honestly should do different. I can try it. You have nothing to lose.
I am not interested. Dignity. And I'm not interested.
You should try XYZ.
And looking into drama.
That's
topics.
What people are telling you to do?
Yeah.
I had somebody more sus than a character from Among Us say that I need to look into doing that.
Yes.
One day he's gonna listen to this podcast.
No, he's not. You know what? I'll tell you. I will fucking tell you why he's not gonna listen to this podcast, because he tells people he watches their videos. Bigger people, by the way, when he obviously fucking doesn't. So he is never gonna listen to this shit. He's never gonna listen to his shit. Here's how he's gonna watch it. Somebody way more autistic than me is going to cut together every single time somebody on this podcast. It would be beautiful.
Has said the phrase
that person is
more sus
dangerous.
than a character from Among Us, or made a reference to our dear friend that we're talking about now.
Well, because he even made a tweet where he was like,
together.
He made a tweet about it.
We made a tweet. He's like, why do other YouTubers get so mad?
Video.
It was like that tweet where he's like, why do YouTubers get so mad when I follow them and I tell them I've never seen their videos, or I don't watch their videos. And I'm like,
what a psycho!
Dude, that's like
fucking psycho.
It's like, dude, if you start talking to someone, you watch a couple of their videos, you get the feel for who they are. Right. Like, don't be a fucking dickhead.
Be
like,
zero videos.
He looks at their numbers and then he gets all fappy, and then he never watches anything that they do. He did this recently with somebody that had to make a stop in their city because like their flight got canceled. So he had to make a stop in their city. So he was like tractor beam, like right then and there, like, oh, we got to meet up.
Yes,
and then like he's asking questions about things that he's frequently talked about in his videos, and so he knew right away, like, this motherfucker does not watch my videos.
Yeah, I think that's such a dick move. It's like, dude, if you're good friends with someone,
to say as well.
you watch, like, if you talk to some YouTuber, you fucking watch their videos, you know, like,
get familiar with them. Why are you trying to be friends with them? Like, don't be friends with them if you're not like trying to familiarize yourself with their content, because he did the same thing to me, where he was like, he came into my DMs talking about how much he loved my videos. And then one time he was trying to give me advice about something when he was like, oh, you should make commentary videos. And I said, I kind of like what I'm doing now. Hold on. Let me go watch some of your videos real quick. Motherfucker, I thought you had already seen my videos. Like, you fucking liar. So, yeah.
So are you going to change your thumbnails and your titles, or what are you thinking?
I'm going to change my thumbnails, and I'm going to start making very well-researched. I'm going to start making very well-researched rise and fall videos.
Will you do the face in the thumbnail where the you know the face?
I'm going to Wikitubia, and I'm just going to be on my grind, you guys. Like, I'm just on a Sigma grind set now.
Dude, titles is...
Go watch Justin Wang's video and just steal the LED panels behind him. The whole GIF thing. Just
I'm telling you, you know what? All you have to do is just use like 8-bit music, like Wang does, and you're gonna have to have like the lighting, and then you're totally there.
Exactly.
According to this person, you have to rip everything Justin Wang does.
It'd be fun if they just started talking like
I told Justin
Wang.
He said that, and Justin was like, "I know." He told me that too.
Oh my god,
it would be so funny. Imagine he starts a video. Hey, let me tell you about this guy, all right? He was more sus than a character in Among Us.
I think Justin would have done it already.
He's killing it. I mean, he's fucking doing really good, though.
He just hit 300K.
I will say, he did smarten up and he changed the titles. I will say, a lot of people will give him shit.
The videos still suck, though.
I know, but the measurements of distance is still measurements of distance.
Right.
He did work on things.
But then that's like
honestly... What was you going to say? Sorry, Vince.
Oh, like, I've kind of seen that with, like, a lot of people where it's, like, on, like, just, like, YouTube people, where they do stuff to impress other YouTuber friends.
Yeah.
Or whatever
definitely.
whatever they think is fine. YouTuber? But at the end of the day, it's, like, sometimes doing that really, like, it's kind of like that cheesy kind of shit. Like, that's what works, you know?
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to drop your ego and be like, this is what works. I'm just going to do it. I'm not trying to... impress other people, and it's like people might give you shit.
There's a reason why hacks work in movies.
That's
like
the
guys
problem.
that aren't.
That's the problem that I think I have. It's not so much the fact that he's not dropping his ego. I really, truly do not think that he sees that his videos are not very good, and he thinks that when people are saying things to him, it's just kind of like hate. And he wants, fine, you want to shrug off hate, and that's really, really good. I mean, like, fuck them haters. But like, part of it is that he takes himself, maybe he's lightening up a bit, but he was just taking himself a little too serious for like a long time. Like, he was way too up his own ass. Like, one of the
it gets
people
to your
that
head. I could fucking see it 100%.
What I've heard from bigger YouTubers is that it's like a silver button thing. Like, sometimes when some people get their silver button, they are God, they have ascended, and they are better than literally fucking everyone. So, and I've seen that with some people, but I've also seen that with not a lot of people at all. Like, I have people that it's just like, it's a milestone and they're just going to keep going. But yeah, I have seen that with some people. They get their silver and they're fucking God. Like, fuck you, I'm the God of YouTube and you better fucking listen to me. You know?
Oh, 100%. You're just like, I'm the fucking shit. Like, fucking everything I put up is gold. Like, goddamn,
That's what's going to happen to Vince. Vince is going to start telling me everything wrong with my channel when he finally gets his silver play button.
I always think that I've lost it. I've lost touch. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, God, help me. Even on the podcast, it's like, oh, man, that Kobe Bryant joke didn't land. Oh, man.
It happened a second ago.
I'm already in for a pound, in for a penny. Might as well go for it.
Fucking fair.
But it's like in the beginning, you're open to that kind of criticism and stuff like that, and you take it more seriously because you're like, okay, I'm not actually there yet, so maybe I am wrong on that.
True.
But like, once you get some kind of traction, you get in this kind of like mindset, like, no, the shit I want to do is what's going to work because I fucking got there,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I had a friend of ours
100%
that you need to have a group of people that are doing similar things to you to have that friend who can go, hey, Vince, man, you got some shit on your face. You got to wipe that off, man. Somebody who actually likes you, who's going to see the shit on your face, go, oh man, like
like
I
Mr.
can't
Beast
see it because I'm me.
So Mr. Beast talks about he has like a Discord group with like a bunch of like huge fucking YouTubers. So like before they post up a video, they'll put like the thumbnails in there. And the first thing Mr. Beast says is like, rip it apart. Like, tell me what you hate about it. And people will just rip it fucking apart. Like I fucking hate this part. The fucking intro sucks. This thumbnail blows. And that's what improves you as a YouTuber, not fucking posting a Discord link and everyone's like, oh, it's a great video. Oh, it's a great video. Like that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
That doesn't when you have like Circlejerk like group chats and like Discord chats, like you need somebody to tell you, fuck you, this is bad. You fix your shit. Like I would rather have, like, if I'm going for constructive criticism, then that's what I want. And sometimes fellas, sometimes sometimes I'm not looking for it. Like it'll be like I haven't uploaded in a month and I'm getting like all of this shit. And it's not that I'm not going to take heed to it, but if you're trying to get with the chick and you think by critiquing her channel is the way to go, you're wrong. Just a little, just a pro tip. Oh shit! Really?
I've got to delete all my Discord now. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Pro tip. Just saying, fellas.
Nagging doesn't work. Fuck. Oh,
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Bro.
Being a normal person works. I'll say being like just having normal like human being conversations.
Man, now
that'll
you're
work.
Upsetting our audience. Our audience
now we're
is real
talking
weird
fantasy.
Sickos here.
Now we're talking fantasy.
Actually, talk to a girl. God damn it. Okay.
Now they're all gonna know.
True.
Now everyone in the comments is gonna be like, "Oh my god, Jen, that was great."
Well, exactly. No, we're gonna lose all our incel crowd right now. Thank you, Jen. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, Jen. Really appreciate that. But dearest Vince, what's on the cab now? So we've got Kobe. What's something else that you're working on, Manny? What's on the docket?
So right now I'm trying to get into like a schedule of where I have like every 2 to 3 weeks I'm gonna put out something. And the hardest part for me is just like it's kind of like you start working on a video, editing it, and then it's you can, like, if you want to, you could never have that end goal because there's always something to do, always something fucked up that you need to fix, or this needs to be better, and it just fucking never ends. And you just got.
I got a friend who's just hung on a video for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Keeps tinkering at it. It's never going to be perfect enough.
And the more time that passes, the worse it gets because you're like, fuck, now there's more time and people expect something better and it needs to be at this level, and it just is like this vicious cycle.
Absolutely. So, it's the J Station effect. It's several effects.
It's the
whole idea that
the J Station effect, the Internet historian effect.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Internet historian, that's a perfect example. Like, dude, when that guy first came out, he was putting out like a video every like 3 days. Like, you look at his
the
channel.
Old school days.
It was like 3-4 fucking days, and then it got to a week, and then it's 2 weeks, and then it's a month. Now it's 4 months. Now it's at a year. It's been like a whole year since he's uploaded on his main channel because it's this pressure to just make it better and better and better. And even with like,
it must be perfect.
It's almost like this like YouTuber dilemma because you see with like Logan Paul, every video he had to get crazier, better, and that led to the point of him filming a suicide forest.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And then he had to get that reality check of like, okay, that's too crazy. And you even like Jake Paul, like he's crazier, lighting fires and pools, and then it just got to that point where it's like, okay, this is too nuts, you know?
Yeah.
But
absolutely,
right now, the next thing I'm just trying to like, I have like a bunch of like little ideas, and it's just like trying to sort them out. So right now I'm trying to like lay out a schedule where it's like, okay, next 2 weeks, Kobe. After that, we're doing this. After that, we're doing this. But I'm trying to branch out of just doing like shithead people. You know, I've been doing like some companies, and you know, I have like
the juicer was good. The juicer was
Juicero.
Great. I
like the
Juicero. It's a fun story.
Yeah, doing the Juicero, you know, and I wanted to do Enron, but Internet of J did it, so
you know what? I've honestly been thinking about doing Enron. I've thought about that for a while too. Just like really bad. Internet of J did Enron.
Yeah,
I don't think you've heard of that, guys.
If he did Enron, then you could certainly do Enron. So don't worry about it. Just
you know
what?
It. That's what I need to hear because I always get
let me tell you,
I can't do
that's the thing. It will defer. It'll deter you when you want to make a video and then you find out somebody else did it. if you still want to make it, you could still make it your own. Like there's going to be people that haven't seen.
Yeah, it's kind of a blue ocean.
Whatever you make, it's. I'm sorry, this is going to be based and probably sound mean as fuck, but when you do it, it's going to be better anyway. So fuck that.
It's just going to be different.
The claws are coming out.
You have your own little spin.
Different
angles. So nice, Vince. You're so nice.
Different angles of the wangle.
Like it'll be different.
Exactly.
No, it's true. It'll be your own takes on it, because I saw the Enron video and I was like, dude, this video is like 8 minutes long. Like, there was a fucking 2-hour documentary made about this years ago that was like, didn't even get in like a quarter of the details, That it's a crazy story,
Very true.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's wild. It's interesting, and that's why you should do it, because it's something that is extremely intriguing. So definitely, there's a market for it.
Like with the Epstein video, like I saw like every fucking documentary about Epstein, and I was just felt like disgusted after. Yeah. And I felt like I didn't really understand, like, who was he? Like, what did he do? It was always like, not saying like screw the victims, but it was always like the victims and this, and they were this, and now they're like, I want to know about Epstein. Like, who the fuck was he? Like,
right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
How do we
absolutely. Because nobody, not even like Netflix documentaries were telling that story. It was like, it was, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah. I mean, that video, I didn't even say the word like assault, like SA or like sexual assault or like any of. I didn't say rape. None of that shit. I made sure to
don't mention the vaginal walls.
I made sure that no weird sexual language be in that video. Uploaded it, demonetized, but not even demonetized. Demonetized to the point where the only money I could make was from YouTube Premium.
Wow.
Not even ads.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking like you got
mega.
Yeah, I got like mega fucked on that. Like I was just like, no, I think it's a good video. I'm just gonna put it up. Like, I'm not gonna try to sit here and it's just the word Epstein, but yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, it's the personal benefit, and people, if there's content on the channel, there's always that chance of like deviating and going like, oh, what's some other stuff on the channel, and continue on from that point. So, if anything, hopefully, I know a lot of people would see it as a gateway to the rest of the content, which I quite like. So you can check out Dearest Vintage on youtube.com/vintage right there. Everyone's making Enron content, so that's always good. Jen, what's on the slab for you outside of Enron?
I honestly hope something will be done next week, but we'll see.
Nice. What is it?
Exactly, Piper.
It's about one of the top 10 anime betrayals of all time.
Oh no, top 10 anime betrayal.
There we go.
It's not really anime, but it's about basically Adam Carolla was supposed to be the Johnny, what's his name, Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson, and then it didn't happen. And in part, and basically part on how they both like built their career. So it's kind of like the men show, how they kind of went off on different directions and kind of where they are now. So
that's a good topic. How like K-Rock built these
Jimmy Kimmel,
these like celebrities,
and how they kind of met and what they did on their time in radio, and then the things that it led, things they did even before the Man Show. And then when he all of a sudden just got like a late night deal, like he was actually supposed to bring Adam Carolla on with him, and he didn't.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Feels bad, man. And actually Adam Carolla made a video. He made a whole indie movie about it called Road Hard. So that'll be talked about in there too.
Yeah. Like, what do you do when your friend becomes the king of late night and you're stand-up touring again, and he tells you that you can warm up the audience sometimes. but you can't be on the show, because that's exactly what he did.
Charles, it's the Marty Jannetty effect.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is cool.
There we go. That's a wrestling reference of the day. But you can also check out Jen on the is it weekly D&D show?
We try to
Law
do it
and
weekly.
Order.
Yeah.
Yes, Law and Order, LORE and Order on
sometimes
Twitch.
We miss.
Sometimes we miss, exactly, when everyone's dead.
Hit or miss. Okay, I'm sorry.
Cheeky Charles Khan, what are you working on outside of staying alive?
Oh, I've got memes all day, every day on Twitter.com. I am the meme king, the meme god, the meme lord. Mr. Meme, they call me Dr. Meme. I've got the Doctor of Memes.
Doctor of Memenomics.
Yeah, I like, we're trying to do Tuesday live streams too. But, it's time makes fools of us all, Tom.
Absolutely.
Time makes fools of us all.
Absolutely. But speaking
we're
of
out
time,
there, we're doing things. People will find me.
Absolutely. And the
real weird sickos.
Exactly.
That's what I'm doing.
Exactly. Times makes a fools of us all, but we're all fools at the end of the day. Thank you much, dearest Vince, for a lovely cheeky chin wag. It's glad to finally have you on and get stuff sorted up and down.
It's been since November. We've been trying to set this up.
Yeah.
Well,
we did it though. We did it, Reddit.
We did it.
We did it. A lot of great talk.
Indeed.
It's amazing talking to you guys. Thank you so much for
great.
having me on.
Thank you so much.
And I did
Fun.
very much
Vince
appreciate
is a great
doing the
fella.
intro.
Go watch his videos, everybody.
Absolutely.
And like Charles'
which one I
memes.
monetize? Which one's I monetize? If you don't mind me asking, we could point people towards the FBI Minecraft one. Maybe that one. I do like that one.
Just watch all of his videos. Just watch them all.
Actually,
what are you doing? Just watch them all. They're all
Do you guys
great.
have any ideas for videos?
Oh, that's a fantastic question.
I have one that I'm thinking of, and then maybe I'll talk to you about it afterward.
Okay.
I was going to say the blood testing one, but I'm not sure if that's overdone at the moment. The woman who deepened her voice. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's in the meta at the moment. You're on the docket. So I suggested to hand it back to you because you got that list, and I can't wait to see what's coming out on there. But yes, always good to have a cheeky chin with everyone. I want to thank everyone for listening today. Hope you're staying safe. And otherwise, if you can't stay safe, have fun. In the meantime, stay sick and stay weird. Catch you then.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.